Did you know that it's possible to draw a past life? I was curious about that opportunity and I just tried it. I used a neurographic algorithm of time for that. And I'll show you what I did. So at first, I drew a timeline. A line which does not repeat itself and which goes through a whole length of the paper. So this is my timeline, and I marked the date of my birth somewhere here because I wanted to explore the time before my birth. For me, that was quite an interesting experience because until recently I didn't even focus in any way about possible lives before that one, but I was curious to find out how that could be drawn. Like what kind of information can I activate from my subconscious, from my experience, from wherever, and is it possible to draw? As you can see, it is like there was a lot coming up, and that's why I want to share that with you because I feel it's quite fascinating. So then obviously the whole paper was empty when I drew my date of birth here, and then I just felt like what is like in the field over here, and I felt strongly there is a circle around here. And I also saw that this circle is yellowish. So I started with a circle and I surrounded it yellowish, and immediately I felt, aha, this yellow color is also connected to today, and there needed to be a yellow circle over here. That was my first connection. And by the way, I didn't mention yet, my interest of exploring was what did pull me to move from Germany to Finland. Why Finland? Because I know this is my place. This feels like home, my first home ever. It feels right. And I know that this is the place to be, but why? And that's where my idea came. Maybe I had some experiences in this exact places and need these energies again to do whatever needs to be done in this world, in this life, in this world for me now. So that's what it was initially about. So then I had this yellow circle and this yellow circle, and I felt yeah, there is some resonance. And then I forgot about this life and I focused on what came up here, and there was this very dark blue energy I perceived in the middle. So I had the impression that this focus is somewhere here, and it is connected to the heavens. And it's also connected to the earth. So that's why I drew all these lines over here. And I had the impulse of drawing these connections to the earth in brownish green shades, and these to the heavens, more light blue and greenish shades. So I added all these colors later because they were really, really vague at the beginning, like over here, very like I was working on it for some time, and then I left it, and after like 2 weeks I added these because I needed more energy over there. So the drawing evolved step by step. Yeah, and I explored like how big is this energy, and I drew this circle. It was kind of bluish, and then this one became more light blue. And this is kind of the experience. And what came to my mind while drawing that was like me being connected completely with universal love and wisdom, like the yellow, being in my power, being in myself, stable, firm, and grounded, and at the same time connected to heavens. And I had this impression like kind of being by myself and being a light somewhere, but not connected to people or a social life. Somewhere in the forest, somewhere connected to nature, to the spirits, and very much focused on these connections. And this is kind of the gift which I feel, which is the experience which is nourishing, or at least connecting some parts of me today. And so the colors spread in like bluish and greenish colors spread over here. And they also collect somewhere here in this intensified blue. And there's another circle and color which appeared here in dark violet. And while I was like exploring what is this doing with my life here, like present life, I feel this need to draw this active shape of a star, which is also red and connected to the surroundings. So I understood that this means in this life I want to show that more close here. I have some mission like with people in this real world, interactions. And this is how it feels as well. I'm practicing on interactions with people. And some line appeared here, some red second line came from there and kind of mingles, comes close to that line. So I also have the impression that this is some kind of encounter which was already taking place here somehow. And here entering this kind of sphere, but kind of is meant to merge the energies to bring forward this purple thing here. So this life is obviously going on here, and there's lots to explore. Maybe I'll also draw that soon to make it visible, the whole thing here. It's kind of scary to draw the future here. But of course, that's also an interesting exploration. But in this drawing, I explored on the past life in Finland experience. And I am quite impressed about that, and it's quite suits my impressions, which I already had before I drew that. And I invite everyone woohoo,